Alright, so it's 2025 and we're getting more Magical Musket support. So where I was wrong, I don't know, part 37 about the archetype. Only one new card. I think it's, what is it, the magazine promo, if I'm not mistaken. So in the OCG, so I have no clue when we would be getting this one in the TCG, but, and speaking of, you know, TCG, OCG, whatever, is potential ban list, Fiendsmith getting hit. So for all we know, we might not get this deck, or I mean, by the time we're getting this Magical Musket support, we might not have, we probably still have Fiendsmith, but not, I mean, you know, the 3-track, 3-engraver, the full package. So this new card is actually very solid. It makes it so that your Fiendsmith combo are basically any 2 monsters. It's generic, well, it needs 1 Light Fiend, obviously. To link to this new link monster, and what does it do upon link summon? You can basically fetch 2 Magical Musket cards from your deck. One of them needs to be a monster, and that monster needs to be special summoned to your field. And then any Magical Musket card, so it can be a spell or trap or a monster, and then give it to your opponent. So what does this card do? It makes it so that whenever you go first, it makes your max life, you know, your link 1, because you can capitalize on the amount of cards your opponent has. It depends, right, in their spell and trap card zone or monster zones. And then, you know, max special summons monsters and or spells or searches, right, spells or traps. So that's one thing. The second thing, in a few months, yeah, a bit too soon, but I mean, I like that. Plus, it's a link too, and you can just link it away for, I mean, for Fiendsmith. You're not losing any cards from this, you know, by going for Fiendsmith into Musket, into Fiendsmith again, because you can still end on Desiree, so that's pretty strong. That's nice. That's legit. Not going to lie. Okay. Let's not forget, the deck has the capability, you know, Lachroma, what is the Paradise, I think? You know, dodge or prevent your opponent from playing the game. Sanct basically gives you an extra token, plus it's one of the better cards to trigger your Caspar. And, you know, this new support also makes it so that the deck is much more consistent. Now you can pivot into Musket. And, you know, like, Magical Musketeer is known for a weak normal summon deck. Whenever your opponent is able to, you know, prevent your normal summon to go through, you suffer. You're definitely going to suffer. But again, with Fiendsmith or any 2 cards, basically, you can still get out a Musket monster, preferably Caspar or whatever, right? And you know, go from there. So let's see. The beautiful thing here is that, sure, it could make your opponent's Imperm dead, but, I mean, by the time you're getting out this link, your opponent probably already used Imperm, same for the Mulch Armies, right? Because you're giving your opponent a card. Obviously, they will be using the Mulch Armies before. But I mean, it's fine. They can still draw the Imperm during their turn. And I think all of the Musket spells and traps have the clause, right? That you can only use them whenever you control a Magical Musket card or monster. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. But short set, I mean, their trap card now is basically dead. And, you know, this is really nifty, like, giving your opponent a monster and being able to, what is it, talents or thrust for that, that's really strong. Or thrust and then search talents, instead of setting it, even though it's your first turn, that's really nifty. So, you know, it's just something the deck missed, right? Going first turn, give your opponent a card, and the deck has multiple ways to not let your opponent capitalize on the extra card. Let's see, go second, against pretty much the best deck of the format, probably Yummy. I needed the Mulch Army to go through, obviously it won't, it never does, but I mean, we still have Link into the Range, so we can dodge or, you know, play into their board relatively okay-ish. The problem is Herald. Herald is a problem, plus, what is it, they have full combo, so they will have the surprise as well to potentially bounce something, right? So that hurts, it could hurt. Plus more back row, or even, you know, maybe even hand traps. So that's basically the generic combo, right? Yep, they're definitely going to end on Herald with Marcher, and then the Link 1, plus the last monster. So basically, no, one unknown card, because, right? Yeah, the search 2 monsters, discard 1. That was the Mulch Army. Set the surprise and 1 unknown card. The call by is fantastic. So the Herald is indeed getting activated. We can call by there. Like for road decks for something like this, I'm asking call by back to 3. Probably not, in, you know, realistically speaking. But anyway, so the problem here is that I have to activate stuff every time, and Yummy capitalizes on that. So we go for a big max. Again, they cannot respond in the same window, so they weren't able to search with Cupsy here. Search 2, discard 1. It doesn't matter, because they can just go for it later in the turn. Yes. So let's see. What is it? Doc gets destroyed, Gaspar gets negated by the unknown card, so Imperm. So now we know the last card is a surprise, plus the field spell is there to pop, right? Let's see, so they go for the Book of Moon one. Yeah, Cookie, that's the name. Book of Moon, that hurts, that really hurts. No Fiendsmith names, Light Fiends, right? Or no Musket names on field, definitely hurts. Let's see, I mean, one monster is all we need, right? One Light Fiend is all we need. They search or draw? I think it'll search. Let's see, they still can bounce, right? But we still have our normal summon. Yeah, that's important. They go for a synchro summon, but what is... okay, yeah. I'm not so... You could go for surprise, but I still have my normal summon, so... Like, are you actually bouncing my muskets? I don't know. Probably not. Surprise saving the field spell, I guess. I'm not so sure about that, right? Like, couldn't you just summon and synchro? I don't know. Might have missed something. Maybe another herald or something. It is what it is. We can go for damage though, but this is not going to be enough. And they know the set, what is it? The spell, the token generator, right? So we only have one negation. Both muskets face down. That hurts. That hurts a lot. So Cupsy search, we are negating that, at least we try to negate, and obviously set up the Paradise in the graveyard to get rid of the Link one. But, so that I'm not so sure if you know their hand. I know the field spell, maybe one or two unknown cards, might be the way. Get rid of Anima, oh surprise, that's definitely a top deck, that was a top deck. I think so, yeah. Now we're Konrad, because now we're losing our entire monster lineup, and yeah, they're just able to put the Desiree face down eventually and pop it or something like that. So yeah, Cookie puts Desiree face down. Oh, we're losing the Sanct as well. We can the thing here is that, let me think, imagine if I did not chain the Sanct. It would still trigger, I know. Oh no, because of the token is destroyed, yeah. Would it have mattered? I'm not so sure. I should recheck it, but in the long run, I'm not so sure, because again, Desiree cannot negate stuff if it's not equipped right, so I can just flip it face up during my turn, and what can I do? They have like a full monster board to tag out or whatever. I can only attack over once, so I don't think it mattered. I'm not so sure, but again, I don't think it mattered. So losing battle, yeah, because one of the reasons why maybe you should build going second with more dark rule, maybe even evenly match, because it's so ridiculous. But evenly doesn't really do well or match with muskets. Okay, so let's see, 2 hand traps. What's this deck? I forgot. So this is cool. Again, you can a nice benefit again. Let's say if you're going first, your mulch armies, you can use them for this generic Link 2 play. So that's already something I like. Give them the monster, because we can pop it with Engraver, right? So Lacrima in defense, set up Engraver, eventually pop it, or pop, the Starfire on their board. Again, we don't, I guess, well, if you're really expecting Imperm, right, but again, they probably, used Imperm, or would have used Imperm before, maybe. So let's see, this is really cool. Like, still keep Desiree on field and then reborn Gaspar. So, very nice. Yeah, you can pivot into each other. They search drones, right? I think it's Yummy again. I think so. Yeah, I think so. So, let's see. Oh, they activate... but it doesn't matter, because, the result will be the same way. Yeah, because we can pop. Yeah, prevent... eventually, Kagari... I guess, we can pop and prevent the Kagari that way, so it is what it is. Draw Ash. Doesn't matter that much. So we go for a max special summon Doc. Oh no, another Gaspar in the same monster column or column as a spell and trap. I mean, you could not potentially do that if you're fearing Imperm, but I don't know. Go for okay, yeah, we still have Desiree, right? So we go for Chaos Angel, and this should be more than enough, right? Yups, Engraver, and this should be more than enough. So definitely good support. Really nice support. This might get me thinking that we might get more support, more musket support, but who knows. Okay, so really nifty. Link into the Vrains thrust start deck, you know, with the new card, it's fantastic. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.